This is Thunderdome. That was also kind of weak, but whatever. Today I am going to be comparing Pilot G2s to TUL retractable gel pens. I was gonna do a video comparing these to InkJoys, but for some reason I cannot find my black InkJoy pen, and having a black pen is kind of crucial to this video. So I'm just gonna do the two of them. I will do another video comparing. I'll just keep comparing and comparing and comparing. More videos for everybody. Anyway, you're hearing my entire, this is basically my thought process on coming up with any video. I picked 3 commonly enjoyed colors. Black, which is my favorite color to use in my planner. The darker blue, which I know other people who make poor life choices, that's their favorite color to use in their planner. Okay, maybe a little bit of shade, only a little bit though. And then hot pink. I'm just gonna do these 3 specific colors. This video is not 800 years long, all right? So the first difference between TULs and Pilot G2s, the price. At Office Max or Office Depot, that's where I got the TULs in the first place, they were $14.99 for an 8-pack, and it was black and then 7 other colors. The G2s for the same kind of color mix, same amount, 8-pack, is about 10 bucks. And that's at Office Depot as well. So the G2s are less expensive. Now, when it comes to how they look, like you can kind of see why the TULs might be a little bit more expensive. They've got this like silver barrel. It looks fancier. Like this looks like a fancy pen. This looks like fancier than a Bic stick, but it's still, you know, like a plastic barreled pen with like a soft grip on it. Like this looks utilitarian. This looks sleek and kind of like professional and fancy. I would rate the fanciness scale, the TULs above the G2s, but I think that the fanciness scale also comes with the caveat of the most likely to be burgled off of your desk scale, and I think that the TULs, just in terms of aesthetic pleasingness, the TULs would be ranked highly in the burgling category as well. Now, these are both 0.7. This is medium point on the TULs, and I think they call this fine point on the Pilot G2, the 07. So they have a very similar point size. Let's test this grip here. I will say that I feel like after any given amount of time, the circles on this grip, like the little circles that are cut out of the grip, kind of imprint on my finger. But in the short term, this is more comfortable. However, in the long term, like I feel like this would be a longer term more comfortable, though in the short term, the shape of this grip just doesn't, but I have a callus from lettering and this just doesn't fit nicely in there the way that this does. So I'd say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, depending on what you're gonna be doing. Before we take a look at the different colors of ink, let's test smearability. So we'll start with the TUL. Scribble, scribble, smear. Scribble, scribble. Smear. I feel like I pushed down harder for the G2. Let me. Okay, I pushed down hard. So you can see, I don't know if you can because of the exposure or not. They both smeared about the same when I pushed the same amount down. Now let's give them another second. We'll do TUL here, and we'll do G2 here, and we'll count for 5 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Smear, smear. Okay, after 5 Mississippis, the G2 still had a little bit of a smear and the TUL had pretty much stopped smearing. So I would say the TUL is slightly better for lefties in terms of smudging, but it still will smudge right off the bat. So I don't know how much better that is for you than the minuscule amount that you get less with the G2. That just depends. I don't know if that's worth paying the 5 extra bucks for the package for. Now let's test out the ink colors. Right off the bat with writing, I can tell you right now, I prefer the writing feel with the TULs than with the G2s. The G2s feel a little scratchier. The TULs feel smoother. When it comes to the actual quality of the ink, I would say that the black, to me at least, the blacks look like they're similar to each other in kind of their neither of them are super even. They're both dark, but they're not super even. And these both have been used quite a bit. So, I mean, this is not brand new out of the box, and either, like, the colors actually have a better tale of how inky these pens are because I use the shit out of any black pen that's in my house. So yeah, but for the colors, I feel like the G2 blue ink is inkier and kind of darker than the TUL, and I think that the pink is inkier and kind of darker. The TUL is darker than the G2. So the dark blue G2 I like better, and the pink TUL I like better. So that kind of puts them at sort of, since I don't use pink or blue in my planner and I use the black, and the blacks both seem fairly similar to each other, I think that when it comes to what pen I'm going to use, I don't see how I can actually pick one of these over the other, because they both, I guess the one big difference, because there's like, it's basically 6 of one, half a dozen of the other for most of the things that I am talking about with these pens. When it comes to writing with a black pen, I feel like it's more comfortable to write with a TUL than it is with the G2, but I like the price of the G2s better, and the differences aren't so hardcore that I think I would, like, I think that having these tools around is going to be really nice, but I feel like these tools, how often does somebody say that? But I feel like when it comes to repurchasing, currently the G2 is going to win out over the TUL, because the slight amount of difference I've noticed in like comfortableness is not going to be outweighed by the $5 difference in price. So my cheapness is winning out on this one. I do now, after doing this video, really want to do something very similar with the InkJoy gels. So if you want to see an InkJoy gel video, do you want to see one where it is comparing to one or the other, or both? Let me know in the comments. And if you do want one or the other, let me know which one. Which one do you prefer? Because right now in the battle of the gel pens, I would say that these are pretty evenly matched, but price wins out, and I'm going for the G2s. That was more stressful than I thought it would be. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.